I think Casey needs more caffeine.
I got 4 hours of sleep for multiple reasons. I did plan on being awake at usual recording time on Sunday, which I thought was tomorrow.
Oh,
Uh, so
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
how did that happen? Days just blending together, which I understand.
I have no idea. I I got a commission chapter finished, and I was like, oh yay! I I I actually got it done with an extra day to spare before I need to work on the Patreon thing. That's cool. Yay, I get to relax tomorrow and then do the Patreon chapter the next day. That's nice. I could use an extra day. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go to bed and I've shifted my sleep schedule forward a few hours. So that's cool. I should be good to go for being awake during recording time. I go to sleep. Get woken up by my alarm. For the podcast. And I'm like, hmm. Well, I'm gonna look at Discord and I'm awake, so fuck it. I'm curious and things happened. I wanted to see how it's not important. But I'm like, Zero messaged and said, are we good to go for the podcast? And despite my alarm going off for the podcast recording, I'm like, silly Zero. It's Saturday. There's no podcast recording today, right? So I close Discord, go back to my phone's home screen. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh,
Whoops.
oh. So yeah. Hi everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Podcast. Yay.
Yay.
Woo.
Uh, how's it going, guys?
Pretty
Um,
good.
yeah, doing pretty good. I really only have two things I guess I could talk about because there's only two things that have been really um, on my mind that I've been hyperfixating on. I mean, aside from like one non fandom or related media related thing, which is so I got diagnosed for ADHD recently.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
Oh wow.
now now I have some good meds that make my brain not buzz as much.
Hmm.
So that's kind of kicking in. I didn't go for like the stimulants like Adderall or anything. It's actually they recommended like a few different options, and one of them is like an antidepressant that like takes a little bit longer to get going, but works 24 hours and isn't doesn't need to be heavily monitored because being a drug that like people use for recreation.
Hmm.
That
So
sounds good. I've considered getting like officially tested myself because I've had a good friend tell me like, yeah, you got a lot of symptoms, man. So the problem is dementia runs in my family, and a lot of
mhm.
those meds are linked to early onset dementia. So I don't want to risk that. So if there's
Ooh.
meds that don't have that, that actually sounds great.
Yeah, it's technically it's antidepressants, but has if you use them for the long term has an effect on the aforementioned ADHD. And yeah, I mean, I definitely feel a lot less anxious. It
That's
Hmm.
deals
good.
helps with my anxiety, especially like social anxiety. So people are now less scary.
Hmm,
Hmm.
that's great news.
Yeah. So that's really nice. And on top of that, I know I talked about it before, but they did another trailer for Zelda. It was the last trailer before the game comes out in 26 days.
My dude, I am only partially joking, But if you start talking and gushing about Zelda for the next 30 minutes, I will fall back asleep. So if you have anything else to talk about before that, that would be good.
Okay.
Anything
Did they
else?
release anything new in the trailer?
Yes, it was the story trailer.
Oh no. Okay. Fine. Okay, we're doing this.
Which showed a lot of cool things. It's 3 minutes long. It's probably it is the best trailer for Tears of the Kingdom that they've released. Hands down, because it actually shows the things people wanted to see. And a lot of what's different. Go watch it yourself. I won't go into a full rant, even though I have by this point analyzed it frame by frame.
You can go into a rant. I was saying maybe do something else first and then come back to that so I can wake up first. But
all right,
we're doing
so
it.
I'll get back to it in just a second. I watched the first episode of an anime, which was an hour and 20 minutes long. Because it was released as a film. It's an 11-episode anime. It's called Oshinoko.
I feel like I know that name. You did you recommend this in the Discord or something?
I probably recommended it in the past. And after watching the episode, I went back and I caught up on the manga because I'd basically fallen off that. But Oshinoko is a hard show to talk about because I feel like you need to see that first episode.
Yeah, it was someone else. It was I think I've mentioned them before obliquely. An animator that I know on another server who worked on stuff like Danmachi and that kind of thing. One of the Fate things, and he was like, "Hey, watch this thing. Don't look up anything about it. Don't just going completely blind." And everyone on that server was like, no, because we've lived on the internet for like 20 years. So hey, have you heard about this anime Boku no Pico? Like, yeah.
I didn't make that connection of, that's what some people have.
The person who, the mangaka behind Oshinoko is the same one as who made Kaguya-sama, Love is War. And it is a very different story. It is not a silly rom-com. It is a dark look into the Japanese entertainment industry.
Oh, okay. I've seen some memes of comparing those two in the style of like, get you a girl that can do both, and suddenly that makes a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm. Trying to talk around it because I can't talk fully what the show's about, but it does have it starts off with there being this very popular idol, 16 years old, comes into this doctor's office one day, and this doctor is a bit of a fan of this idol because one of his former patients who passed away from like cancer was a big fan as well. And this idol is pregnant with twins. And things kind of go from there. That's like the first like 10 minutes, I guess, of it. But go watch it. It is a very good show. It has some elements that are kind of supernatural in a sense, but it's more so for the sake of what the story wants to be. It's like there's only one element I would call supernatural in a sense, but it's a very well written story. You learn a lot about the entertainment industry through the process of it, and kind of how things work from a very practical point of view, and dispelling some illusions people may have towards, how everything actually works. But it's a very good show, very, very good drama and character writing. Watch that first episode, watch that movie, and you'll understand why I'm having trouble talking about sort of the main plot, because I don't want to give anything away.
Oh, makes sense.
So yeah, I've been hyper fixating on that and just telling all my friends to go watch Oshinoko. Just don't look anything up, because that will probably dampen some of the effect of what that movie sets out to do. But aside from that, Zelda trailer released, and yeah, they I can talk about this without it being spoilers because it's on the trailer. Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah,
depends.
you would know better
Okay.
than me. So
they show the rehydrated Ganondorf after him being like Lich Zombie. So that's super cool. We got a new Ganondorf design.
oh, and
Um,
Matt Mercer is voicing him in this one.
yep, Matthew Mercer is voicing Ganondorf, which is great. They showed off a bunch of new gameplay elements, including it seems like some of the new champions from Breath of the Wild will be able to act as companions in the dungeons, which there are dungeons. Oh boy, they're dungeons. Not just like the divine beasts or whatever, but actual dungeons, which is nice. And it was a really good trailer. Showed off, got me very excited about what's going on, what the structure here is. A lot of Hyrule is different considerably. It looks like you might even have, a side quest to rebuild Hyrule's castle town, and I think that rebuilding Hyrule in general is going to be a big theme.
I
Given
actually
you
really
have,
like that. It feels really satisfying to watch something be built as you complete quests and stuff.
yeah, like they had a whole quest line in um, Breath of the Wild where you would build up Terrytown. You built an entire town. You'd gather
I
the materials and everything.
I never found that quest line on my playthrough. I didn't do that. I only heard about it after the fact and watched someone else do it. So I hope those things are a little more shown off.
I think they will be. Um, but there's a lot of theories now. People are going insane with theories on it, thinking that there may be an element of time travel, which it's the Zelda series. Time travel is that's always been a thing.
It's true. Yeah.
Like the original conception for the Triforce was it was past, present, and future, and there were a series of like computer chips that would let you travel through time because the original Zelda was supposed to be more sci-fi rather than fantasy. So Zelda probably went back in time. Cool stuff there. Yeah, I mean, there's so much in that trailer. I mean, they showed Link basically make his own sort of BattleBot mech at one point, which was really more of just a big, like a giant stone with a little arm on it, like rushing up towards this Talos enemy. But they showed some unique bosses and some new characters. I'm really excited for it.
Sounds good.
But other than that, I'm still watching the Mega Man show, which that's still good. And I think that's about it for me as far as things that I can remember of note.
That's fair. Casey, did you want to go first to help wake up, or are you good?
No, you can go ahead.
All right. Uh, three things. I'm continuing to play Resident Evil 4. I've pretty much beat everything at this point that I realistically can. The only challenges I have left are the ones that are like start a fresh save and beat the game and get an S rank. I looked up how to do that, and you have to beat the game in 5 hours. My fastest time is 5 hours and 39 minutes, sprinting through with a rocket launcher. So I don't know if that's possible
Yeah, I
for me.
think there was a thing, like someone saying, "Hey, these highest difficulties weren't actually tested at all because it is functionally impossible to do them," or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm really glad they came out with a Mercenaries DLC like a week ago, and you can unlock the hand cannon with the Mercenaries mode. You don't have to beat it on the hardest difficulty and get that challenge.
Hmm.
Whereas in the initial release of the game, the only way to get the hand cannon was hardest difficulty S plus rank. So that's good. So I beat everything in the game. I have several million pesetas on my main file, which
Wow.
is the money of the currency. Uh,
My
yeah.
my experience with the game has been my dad calling me over to beat a boss or a section of the game for him.
Hmm.
Oh,
As
he's buying the
as
maps, right? To like get the treasures.
um I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think he's getting many spinels or doing many side quests at all because
oh, yeah.
yeah,
That's if you're struggling with bosses, you should probably get those spinels and buy those rocket launchers because you can just erase bosses. It just costs you, most of the treasures in an area.
I think it's also a case of my dad is like about to turn 58. His reflexes are not what they used to be. I had to help him through most of Dead Space.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Um,
Especially the remake really loves to have enemies just be right in front of you before you can really do anything.
yeah. So I played a lot of Dead Space via my dad yelling at me to come over and help him beat this thing. And same with Resident Evil 4. Because my dad can't really move and shoot at the same time,
Oh, I see.
which is makes things rather difficult.
Is that
Yeah,
an
that's
old
yeah.
age thing, or is that got into gaming and never really learned that particular skill of like mental division between the two sticks?
I don't know. I mean, I know he beat the original Dead Space and he beat the original Resident Evil 4 without necessarily needing my help. But
On the
now that
original Resident Evil
he's
4, I don't think you could move and shoot at the same time. You were kind of locked in place. So that's
mm,
not super surprising.
Yeah. Full was still technically tank controls, right?
It was kind of the weird middle ground. Because I think in 5 you could move and shoot, which was like a selling point of the game, I think.
yeah, and me and him beat 5 together.
I think that
Yeah,
might just be a
but
case of
I mean like the left stick would turn you rather than strafe, is what I'm saying.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just a faster turning than aiming to the corner of the screen, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might just be a case of like get good. I mean, feels cruel to say, but 58 isn't that old.
Yeah, well, he's trying his best.
Or he might just want to bond with you, I guess. I don't know. Might be a case of just wanting to spend time with you.
He tells me he's been taking this thing out as he's done 15 attempts on this thing. I beat it in one attempt. He's like, no, I kind of feel bad.
Well, I'm glad he's having fun with it in
Yeah,
his own way.
you know, he called me over to do the pirate mini game for him, and I'm
Oh,
like,
the shooting gallery. Okay.
yeah, the shooting gallery.
Yeah, that's hard. Like I don't blame him for that one.
Hmm. Well, that
I've
one
seen people
I had.
blow through that on the computer. On the console, it's so much harder.
Oh, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, but you've got like millions of pesetas now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've played through the game several times in challenge runs that you can't really spend money. So like there was no I didn't have anything to buy. It's like I did one run where you don't talk to the merchant, and then the next run was a pistol only run, and then the run after that was like no healing. So several playthroughs worth of treasures all just sold at once.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But let's see. I think I mentioned it in the actual games channel, but the free game this month, one of the free games this month for PlayStation is Tales of Iron. It's so much fun. It's so charming. I was trying to remember the name of it, but there's a faction of mole people that you eventually meet under your kingdom, actually, and they're Russian themed. So they're just a bunch of Russian moles, and it's so delightful.
I feel like the term Russian mole is going to make Google/YouTube think this is a different thing than it is.
Very possible. Burrowing creature, if you want to, I don't know, blank out the other thing that I just said. I don't know. But that was fun. Fully recommend that game. It's fantastic. It's also one of the games where there's no divide in the DLC, because it technically does have one DLC, and I accidentally beat it thinking it was part of the main quest. So, nicely integrated. Let's see. I'm still watching Eureka. I'm on season 3, either late season 3 or season 4. I haven't checked the episodes because I'm just auto-playing them while I do things. And it's on a clip episode right now. So it's just a bunch of people like remembering bits of the past, which it took them 3.5 seasons to get to a clip show. That's fine. They've earned it.
That seems like a good point. Like, you're pretty deep in at that point.
Yeah, because it's not just like them sitting in a single room talking about what happened in the past. Like, there is a plot happening. It's just, half of the episode is clips.
How's that episodic show going for you?
Blending together, because I'm just auto-playing them.
Oh, fair enough.
And you were not wrong. It's there's definitely a plot every episode, but man, it's all overarching. Kind of.
It goes
that's
places.
Cool.
How's his family situation going? I've forgotten when things go to shit. So,
his daughter is still dating the guy she's been dating for like 2 seasons now. That seems to be going well. His sister moved to town, started showing that she was pregnant. Then met her previous lover, and I think they moved out already. And now he's on again, off again, kind of seeing the boss of the department who's pregnant with someone else's kid. It's while sort of also dating a new scientist that came to town. It's really fucked up. It's like, just make a choice. Pick someone.
Man, I'm trying really hard to figure out whether you should have gotten to a thing yet or not.
I don't know. I don't know if I would recognize the thing that you're talking about.
It might be a case of you got to the thing and then the thing got undid. Because that is a thing that can happen in that show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's more than a few times. Our definition of what is disturbing is wildly different. So I might not recognize what you're talking about. Or it might not hit me the same way.
Yeah, so I don't know. I
just
might
tell me if you want. Like, I'm watching the show either way, so...
I'm trying to figure out when it was supposed to be a thing, and by figure out I mean I'm looking it up.
That's fair.
This would take far too long for me to look up, so I'm just gonna assume that I don't even fucking know what I'm gonna assume. So
You can
It's been
text
so
the.
long since I fucking watched that show.
You can leave a message in the recording chat if you want to after we're done. If you still wanted to look it up, anyway, I don't mind.
Sure, whatever. Anything else?
Oh, right. The main thing. I just put pictures up in our meme channel. I don't know if I can say the name because it is a whatever. Anyway, I found, or was rather informed about, paint that mimics the texture and color of concrete. It is like slate gray paint with little bits of rock in it. And so I painted the bases for my Ninja Turtle themed Grey Knights that color. Because I ordered manhole cover base toppers, and they look incredible. It looks really good.
It looks really good, yeah.
I could kiss whoever made that paint, because man, it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So I just got to slap some shader on that, some skill in a bottle, make it look a little older, a little worn, and they're good to go. And then I just glue those things on there. And which is good because I think the narrative campaign starts like this Thursday. It also occurs to me I should maybe make some more Grey Knights in case mine start dying, because that can actually happen in a narrative campaign. I suppose I could just reuse the models. I mean,
just reuse them.
I'll just cross out their name and write something else.
Just add like a B to their name.
Oh, that's good. Donatello 3.
Just make it Bonatello.
Yeah, this is Andrew, and he dies, and his brother Bandrew is going to be so sad about this.
Wouldn't you know it? He also has similar taste in armor. It's the same color. Who would have thought?
It's a family armor. Don't worry about it.
And his cousin Candrew comes through, and he's like, "Yo, what's up, guys? How's it doing?"
So that's fantastic.
Get to Dandrew.
Yeah, the veteran dad, Dandrew.
A friend of mine also recommended. I bought a pack of 10 Grey Knights. But I only need the 6 of them, so I have a couple extra. And a friend of mine recommended actually making another one and replacing the head with one of his Skaven, which are rat people. So, I think the head would be too small, unfortunately, but I'm gonna give it a try, and I might remake my leader. I don't know if it would be like traditional sponsored tournament legal at that point, but I don't think anyone at the gaming shop gives a shit. So yeah, that is me.
Cool.
I was putting the last coat of paint on when the podcast time rolled around. I realized it was 4:32 when I was starting the last one, so got a little late.
So Disney Animal Crossing got weird.
The what?
The Disney Animal Crossing thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that got weird. And considering last week I talked about how it's basically, it reads as an allegory for someone going through their midlife crisis and suffering psychosis, hallucinating all of their favorite Disney characters and going into a magical realm where they're in control of a town full of all their childhood memories and such. Yeah, So apparently Minnie Mouse is dead.
What?
Okay.
So
that went places immediately.
So the way the game works is everyone has forgotten everything. Like, there are these vines that apparently cause people to forget things, and if you clear them out, then people can start remembering that they used to live in this super cool town that you were in control of, because, the protagonist has some problems of like depression possibly. But yeah, so they're forgetting things, and they're all still there unless they wandered off. Like they can all wander off into different realms from like the films and such. So like you can go to a Moana world, which is basically just an island where Moana and Maui happen to be. And you just talk to them and get them to remember and do like quests, and they'll come to the town, move in, and be cool. The characters that start in the town are Merlin, Goofy, Scrooge McDuck, Mickey, and I think that's it. Just those four. However, I think if you do one quest for Mickey, he'll be like, man, I wish that Minnie were here. She was so great and all this sort of stuff, and I wish, we used to go on picnics and stuff. It was really cool. I miss her a lot, but she went away.
I miss my wife, Goofy.
Yeah, basically. And he's like, hey, you're like, hey, maybe we should go on a picnic or something. And he's like, wow, that sounds like a great idea. Let's you and me go on a picnic like me and my wife used to do. So at this point, you're basically turning into Mickey's rebound. And I don't know how to feel about that. It's not good. Like, this reliving of childhood memories is starting to go into a bit of slash fic, and I don't really... Yeah. But the second you start that quest of like, hey, let's do a picnic and you need to cook like food and stuff for it and such. When you start that, there is an odd ghostly figure that starts hanging about by the pond where you're supposed to have this picnic. And there is an ethereal white ghostly figure that disappears if you get too close.
Do they have mouse ears?
Yes, they have mouse ears. Yes. So, eventually, you figure out, with the help of Merlin, that Minnie is sort of trapped somewhere else in another place and can't quite come through to our side. But he enchants an item of hers that had very sentimental value for her. A sympathetic bond, you might say. And you use that to contact her wherever she is. And she talks about how, I don't know where I am, but it's like cold and dark and there isn't anything here, and I tried to get back to you, but I couldn't, and I'm so lost. And like you literally have a seance to fucking talk to Minnie's ghost.
What the fuck?
And that's yeah, so that I have yet to resolve that, because apparently Mickey Mouse is mine now, bitch. So yeah, she's just like a ghost that wanders around the town now, I guess. I actually haven't gotten a quest to actually get it back yet, so she's just sort of a ghost being ghost.
I mean, if the end of the quest line is you don't have Mickey anymore, then I don't know why you'd ever finish the quest.
I think you might have misunderstood something, so I'm just going to move past that.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that was a thing. Also, there is, like I said, a lot of the quests are getting people to remember and come back to the village and all that shit. Um, a surprising number of the characters that are already in the village and just in locked off areas are villains. Like, Ursula is one of the first ones that you get. And then there's Mother Gothel from Tangled and such. And they do a pretty good job of, like, expressing them as characters while also kind of sort of being on your side. Like, Ursula is just a little bit more like a con man kind of thing, but without the whole eternal damnation pact kind of thing that she had going, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mother Gothel is just kind of a bitch. Like, that's pretty much it. They have her weird narcissistic passive aggressive thing going on of like, what are you doing here talking to me? No, I love you, what can I do for you, darling, kind of thing. Like, fucking saying go away, like saying what she really feels and then saying the nice thing instead, like she was joking about the first thing. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. But one of the things that there is a problem that occurs that I'm not going to explain because it's not really important. But in order to solve it, Ursula comes up with a plan to basically magic up a solution, and it requires sacrifices from people. Apparently she gets off lightly because she's sacrificing her pride by helping, which is a very nice, like, escape clause for her on that one. That's very nice. But she decides one of the ingredients is, you know, Kristoff from Frozen?
Yeah.
He has to give up his love for Anna.
Huh.
Which,
okay.
Yeah, that's a thing that they decided to go with. And when I say they decided to go with it, they decided to go with it because you have to be the one that goes to Kristoff and goes like, hey, so things are kind of fucked, but if you give up your love for the love of your life, that would really do that really do us a solid, bro. Like, really, we'd appreciate it, man. And he's like, yeah, okay.
Huh.
By the way, I don't know if this quest goes differently because at the time I had not brought Anna to the village yet, the town. So a bit later, I then went and did the Frozen section of the game. And hey, you new person come into the town and it's Anna. How fucking great. And the first thing you tell her is, hey, so things happened about Kristoff. You're yeah. So they made some decisions in that game. And I'm kind of all about it. Just it's very ballsy in the writing, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, it's surprisingly, like, some of it they try and make it kid friendly, but the parallels are really, really obvious. Like, I don't know how that Minnie Mouse thing just got through, because it's so oddly dark and unsettling compared to how every other character is handled.
Look, somebody had to get their creepypastas in there somehow.
I guess. And the Mickey Mouse slash fiction.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, it's create character, so not necessarily slash, I guess. Just they really wanted.
It's an ex-reader fic.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a quest fic. You know, you can romance who you want to. You can NTR Anna, I guess.
Just imagining somewhere like Anna had it coming.
This game's fucking weird, dude. Yeah. So
Power of Disney magic.
Oh, also Scar is one of the, like I said earlier, villains mostly are the ones that are still hanging about. Scar is also one of them. The Lion from The Lion King.
Oh, okay. Nice variety there.
Most of the voices, by the way, are pretty damn good. I honestly can't tell whether some of them are actually the voice actors coming back or not. Because what's her name? I want to say it's Diana something. The woman that voiced and acted as Freya in God of War.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She plays someone in Frozen. I think it's Elsa. In the game. Not that I would know the difference because I didn't watch Frozen.
I have not watched Frozen either. Most of my knowledge about Frozen comes from Kingdom Hearts 3.
It is entirely possible that is a good movie that I have simply not watched because it's so, like, oof. That period after it came out was it was a lot. Hard to let it go, you could say. So yeah, a lot of the voice cast I have to assume is just sound-alikes, but they're really, really good. I mean, they don't have to do many lines because it's not like a fully voiced game or anything. It's just like, hey, I am going to say a generic-ish greeting to you as you walk past me, and that's most of the lines in the game. But they're pretty good as sound-alikes and such. Like Ursula sounds like Ursula, and Ariel sounds like Ariel, and all that stuff. I am very curious what Scar will sound like because I was going to say Jeremy Irons did not come back for this game, I'm certain, but I don't know whether he's still alive. This thing I'm going to look up now. Yeah, he's still alive. Good for him. He's like 70-something now. But yeah. So that's actually a pretty good game, and I would recommend giving it a go. Last time I checked, I think it was £25, so probably about $40, I think that would be.
Christ, is the dollar that different?
I think it's just prices go that different.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I can just look it up on Steam real quick.
Yeah.
It's on Steam.
Like, it is a pretty solid package and a good way to mindlessly spend time. I would not recommend purchasing any of the like deluxe or ultimate editions or whatever because it's fucking nothing. Like it's legit nothing at all, so not even worth it. But yeah, the base game, it's a good time. Plenty of good stuff. Yeah, very much recommend it. I have spent a lot of time. I'm trying to pull up Steam as we speak. Always wants to every single time I update Steam, it updates. It's really annoying.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, 42 hours. So, you know, that's some longevity. Like, I keep calling it Disney Mill Crossing because, like, if you if we were to see Zero's playtime on Animal Crossing, it would probably be pretty high as well, because it's that kind of game.
Yeah.
Just like, I want this stuff to look cool and have all of the cool stuff in it. So I'm gonna make it cool. Do cool stuff. Steal Anna from Kristoff. She was better than Elsa. I still haven't watched the films, but, you know.
You know, fair opinion, I say, as somebody who has also not seen the films.
I'm just saying, one of them did something and caused them to run away and build an ice castle, and one of them didn't. So the one that didn't is probably better.
Sure.
I spend a lot of this podcast bullshitting opinions of things that I have not played or seen. But this is quite possibly the furthest I've taken it, and the most audacious I've been about it.
Well, you know, sometimes you just have to let it go. So,
do you want to cuck my boyfriend?
I really want to cuck your boyfriend.
Anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got though. I've been working on things, commissions and such, and getting things done later than I thought I did them.
Yeah, that's a shame. So you did get it done one day later than you thought you did then?
Yeah. Like that was this morning when I finished. I don't know. Yay! It's only Saturday, so I get to relax on Sunday.
Yeah, because the alternative was you slept a very long time and you just feel drowsy because you overslept. But,
yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's Oh, I did forget one thing.
Okay.
There is a 30-minute video on YouTube called Kung Fury, and you should absolutely watch it. I thought it was a full-length movie. It's not. It's just 30 minutes.
Oh.
It is really good.
That's the thing that the fucking best friends kept talking about back in the day. I think.
Not surprised. It is the most 80s fever dream, is what my housemate called it, and that is exactly what it is.
Is that the Chosen One thing? Is that what that is?
No.
I don't actually know. I don't think so.
Okay.
You're thinking of Kung Pao.
Oh, Kung Pao. Yeah, okay. That'd make sense.
Yeah. There are things in Kung Fury that are a lot more memorable than what you just said. Like Kung Fu Master Hitler. So there's that. Watch it. Just watch it. Anyone else do anything I forgot?
I could feel the pain that Casey just suffered. The psychic damage he just took.
Who did he learn from?
A bolt of lightning.
Ah, I see. That
he was hit by lightning and bit by a snake at the same time, and got kung fu powers. The snake's name was Cobra.
The original master of Cobra Kai.
It's the next form of kung fu. Kung fu. It's kung fury.
I don't even know what to say to any of that.
Yes, I'll watch the movie. It's got David Hasselhoff in it.
How do you keep saying new things that are more confusing than the previous things?
That's the movie. It's 30 minutes of that.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess that's the end of an episode.
I just remembered something that I also did.
Okay.
What's up?
I saw a Netflix documentary series called Pepsi Where's My Jet? I don't know if you, so basically, Pepsi once decided to run an ad run a campaign where you could drink Pepsi and you get points, and could then use those points to trade in for rewards. And they had like a catalog, like, oh, you could get sunglasses, you get this leather jacket. But in the commercial, they also listed that you could get a fighter jet for 7 million points. But for some reason, they did not put a disclaimer in the commercial that said that it was just a joke or it wasn't real. So a guy decided to get 7 million points through the power of creating a business plan to acquire attempt to acquire a $32 million Harrier jet by spending significantly less. I enjoyed it. Some interesting characters that show up in it, and finding like little loopholes that they left. Like, this is a huge bungle by Pepsi, and just how it all falls out. So that was a fun documentary series. I recommend it.
Is it a documentary, or is it a based on a true story kind of thing?
It's a documentary. This actually happened. This guy went on the various news channels talking about his attempt to get a jet from Pepsi. This is all real stuff. And it's interviews with the actual people involved.
Cool.
Well, sweet.
Should be. It's Pepsi.
Boo.
I feel like the silence was the appropriate reaction. You didn't need to boo. The silence spoke for you.
That's fair.
Yeah. Please clap. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that we have such a tiny, tiny listener base that I can feel assured that there will not be any little baby Zoomers that do not get that joke reference.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think everyone in our Discord would understand that.
So
maybe not Dawn. I don't know how young Dawn is.
Zero would know, but that's probably not a thing that Zero should disclose on his own recognizance.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't even have asked. Yeah. Not a question.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's nice. It is my job to tell everyone how old they are and remind them of such things.
I don't want to remember.
As one of the oldest people on the server and the oldest person on the podcast, It is.
Not by a lot. I mean, it's what, 2 years? Three, 2.5?
I'm 34, so
I'm 31 in 12 days. So
it is adorable that you. Whenever I hear someone say, "Well, I'm this old in this amount of time," it's always like, you sound like an 8-year-old every
yeah,
time.
I'm 12 and a half.
Technically, I'm 12 and 3/4. You know,
Mm.
that sort of energy. You know, we've been doing this podcast for a while now.
It's true.
Oh
Freaking,
God!
it's been about 10 years.
In September, yeah.
Yeah.
Christ. I thought it was like 8 years.
Nope, 2013.
Yep. I
Well,
remember because it's after I graduated high school.
get like a plaque made or something with a
Let's,
logo on
let's
it.
not.
I mean, I'm going to.
Okay,
Maybe.
you want
I
to?
don't know. I know enough people with 3D printers. Actually,
Yeah.
no. I don't know a lot of people with functioning 3D printers.
Just put it up as a conversation starter, and you're like, "Yeah, this is a memento of Fandom Flux." And they're like, "What's Fandom Flux?" And you can be the ultimate hipster of, "I was into Phantom Flux before it was cool, because it was never cool."
Because I made it. That'd be fun. If I make it out of the right material, I can paint it too. I like painting things. It's fun.
Put a Scaven head on it. This is just a thing you should do to all like statuary or models or anything that you ever get, is just put a tiny little rat dude head on it.
That's just my signature now.
Yeah.
Somewhere on every miniature I make, there's a little rat head. God, I just make so many Skaven models just to tear their heads off.
Yeah, like, not even just to replace the head of the model, but just put the tiny little rat head somewhere.
Yeah, something.
Like, it's living inside the armor or something.
Go and do D&D and then attach the rat to like the rat head to the back of the character.
Model glue is fantastic. It's great stuff. I'm sure I can find some subtle place to put it.
On the crotch.
That was my initial thought.
Christ.
I decided not to go there. Well done, Zero.
I decided to go there.
You know, that furry brown codpiece. It's actually a rat. So that's an episode.
It's an episode. Yep. Okay. Discord link in the description. Patreon link in the description. If for some inexplicable reason you want to spend money on this, whatever the fuck just happened. Yeah. Cool. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.